Yeah, I've crashed some bikes in the past, as I'm sure you know, Nick. And one of my training bikes, I used to use a CBR 500 to train on quite a lot, and that had a bent chassis, and it'd be like going around these left-handers, and I'm like, it's absolutely mint.
Yeah,
The thing turns like anything, and then you go into the right, and it's like, oh, I'm going straight here. This just doesn't turn at all.
Yeah, you need to
That's
get
just
the
a CB 500 out of the factory.
Yeah. Exactly. But no, it's I think you did a great job to finish off the year strong, and I think that showed in your in what's going to be coming for 2020 for you. But let's, as I said, we're going to start at the end and go to the beginning. Let's start right at the start of your career. So how did you get into motorbikes for one and racing for two?
So it's for like racing in my family is like a big thing. All my uncles used to race. My dad, like motocross mainly, but my dad's done all sorts of things: motocross, stock cars, and then it's all I remember him doing is road racing, really, because that's what he was doing when I was born. So yeah, I did schoolboy motocross to start off with, purely because my cousin, who's similar age to me, we always used to knock around together. He was doing motocross, so it was like, right, I need to be doing motocross. That's what he's doing, so that's what I need to be doing. So did that, schoolboy stuff, just club club level sort of stuff. I was okay and reasonable, but at the end of 2009, I went to Rockingham. There's a Thundersport meeting there. I went to watch it. And it was like, just basically to see if I liked it, even like the look of it. And it was like, right, we'll have a look at it. So I think we looked at plenty of bikes whilst we were there, because it was the end of the season. So there was plenty of like lads selling bikes off. Didn't pick one up there, but we picked one up from Bemsey, I think. Do you remember Jordan Simpkin?
Yes, because he also raced with number 18, I think.
That's right. Yeah.
So that's going back.
Yeah, that is going back. So
is Jordan still doing anything now?
No, not anymore. He was like, I think I don't know what happened, but I think he won the Superstock 600 championship. Had a go at sort of Supersport Top 1000, and then I don't really know where he went after that, to be fair. But he was super quick at the time.
Yeah, he was. It was early teens he won Stock 6, wasn't it? Sort of like 13, 14.
Yeah, it would have been about that. I think it might have been 14, to be fair. Maybe 13. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, but that's where it all started. So I bought his 125, did the Aprilia Super Team things for 2 years. Really good. Remember my first race, I think I finished 2 from last, something like that. And then by the end of the season, we sort of worked up through, and I was sort of finishing. They had the Newcomers Championship back then.
Yeah.
So it was like the Newcomers Championship within the main championship. So towards the end of that year, started getting on the podium of the Newcomers Championship, and then 2011. Go on.
Because for Nick, like, so there was a couple of different directions into road racing, and to track racing. So, and one of the main ones, which we'll just talk about, is Aprilia Super Teams, which Brad said he's done. Now, the Aprilia Super Teams Championship. Oh, do you know when it started, Brad? Years ago.
It was years ago. I know, like lads like Cal Crutchlow, Chaz Davis, Tom Sykes, Camilla, Casey Stoner. Yeah, he came over, did it.
Proper
he lived at Ian Newton's place. So yeah, it was way back now. Probably I wouldn't even like to say.
It was the breeding ground for all those names. It was absolutely, it was a brilliant championship because it was a low cost formula to get guys racing on proper circuits around the UK. And as Brad said, like, a lot of successful names have come out of it. So, and I did so there was in like 2013, 2012, we saw a big transition in like racing, like in the World Championship. It went from 125s to Moto 3, which we see nowadays. And it went from like 250s to Moto 2, which we see now, so the big switch was 2-stroke to 4-stroke. And it was environmental reasons.
Yeah,
but it was, also the
spitting out fuel, but environmental reasons.
I remember at the time it was like a big thing, wasn't it? People were like, you can't get rid of 2-stroke. 2-strokes where it's at. 4-strokes are never going to cut it. But you look at it now, it's like 4-stroke is so advanced, and you can do so much with it. It was the way forward. Although at the time it was a big job.
exactly. It felt wrong at the time, didn't it? It was.
Like almost, I suppose it's like electric car racing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the Formula E series, stuff like that. At the time, when it first comes out, you look at it, think, no, surely it won't work, but it does, doesn't it?
Yeah, it seems to be. I mean, I've been on, so I haven't done motocross at any time, but I've been on some people's bikes that have a motocross bike, and I've just stupidly got on. And so an 85 big wheel, my girlfriend's little brother had a little go on that. And then my friend actually used to race bikes, but enduro motocross as well. And I remember he had a 450 4-stroke, and I can't remember, I think it was a KTM. Jesus, man. I started it, and he's like, make sure you start in second. So, okay, so I started in second. The torque difference was the main thing. I put in what felt like 0.01 of a millimeter, and I thought I was going to fall off the back because there was so much power. It was just unbelievable.